Style for Life. I'm Stephanie Rumble, fashion stylist, accountability coach, and your guide to feeling good in your body and your clothes. Based in Christchurch, New Zealand, I bring over 3 decades of experience in fashion, fitness, and wellness to help you feel strong, stylish, and self-assured. Together we'll explore the emotional, physical, and practical sides of style, because true confidence starts from within. No matter your age or size, you deserve to feel confident and show up as the best version of you. I truly believe this. This is Style for Life. Kia ora everybody, and welcome back to the podcast today. I know that as autumn has descended upon us here in New Zealand, we are starting to think a little bit more about clothes that are a wee bit warmer and things that we might want to wear that do not make us feel cold. And I have to say, for those of us living here in New Zealand, particularly anywhere south of probably the Bay of Plenty and Taranaki here in New Zealand, we have had a very cold summer. So I have a bit of a rule in the summer that I try not to wear jeans. I try and keep myself in other clothes, other trousers, shorts, dresses, skirts, up until Easter time, which in New Zealand is around where autumn has really been around for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. However, this last summer, we have had some very cold days, which has meant that my jeans have been pulled out over the summer period. So I thought it might be really useful today to share a podcast on jeans, because they are a garment that everyone wears. Some of my clients feel very uncomfortable buying jeans. They don't buy them because they're just not sure what suits them, or they find them, they don't fit right, or they just haven't found that the particular trend in jeans has suited them. So I do know that for at least 10 years, we had a trend of what we call skinny jeans. So that means that they were so tight. They were really tight on the legs, so tight that you had to pop your foot through the bottom of them like a pair of jodhpurs. And I remember they started off as being low rise, then they became high rise, they became a little bit relaxed, and they got really tight, and everything in between. And we all wore skinny jeans for a really, really long time. All shapes, all sizes. It was determined to be very fine for everybody, which it was. And I'm very much an advocate of people wearing what they like and what suits them, obviously, as long as they are psychologically and physically comfortable. So today I thought I might unpack a little bit about the types of jeans that we have around, what you can choose for who, particularly if you have specific needs. So some people find that buying jeans, or a lot of people find buying jeans really tricky. So I'm going to give you my tips and tricks on how to choose jeans, and also what the jeans are. Hopefully you'll find this really helpful. So jeans are a historic garment. So Levi's is one of our most well-known brands, and Levi's were very historically a brand of jeans that they produced. Jeans were produced for workwear. So they were produced for people to wear to work. They were deemed to be durable. They were deemed to be a garment that would survive the hard wear of somebody who was doing hard labor. And then they trickled into what we have now, which is an amazing selection of colors, shapes, styles of jeans. And now they are very much a fashion staple. So I think looking at 2026, and I am going to do my next podcast on fashion trends. So you'll get another podcast on that for the autumn winter season, which I'm really looking forward to. But I just want to talk here a little bit about what the top styles are for 2026, and just where I've seen jeans coming and going from across the last sort of 6 to 12 months. So the top jean styles of 2026 feature a shift towards versatile, tailored silhouettes, including high-waisted, wide-leg jeans, straight cuts, and also low-rise jeans as well. We've seen them come back in, so the low-rise, wider cuts. And then we've got a combination of slim fit, sometimes cigarette legs, not so much as anymore. The key trends include structured denim, lighter weight materials, distressed finishes, and the continued popularity of that high rise. But again, seeing the low rise fit come back in again. So I have been in jeans all my life, and I can remember my first pair when I was 13. They were a baggy pair. I was 13 in 1980 something, like 86, I think it might have been around that time, 87. They were a pair of baggy jeans. They were textured, they were light blue, and they had pleats at the front. And I thought I was the cat's pajamas. And they have been back in trend again recently. They had a slightly tapered leg, what we'd nowadays call a mum jean. So let's look at some key jean trends and styles that we've seen coming and going. So wide-legged jeans, like they are very much at the forefront of fashion at the moment. And we are still seeing wide-legged jeans in high-rise styles. So that means that the rise comes up to the belly button or above. And a lot of our lovely ladies have found this style to be so comfortable, so functional, because again, you know, everyone has a stomach, whether you eat a lot or not, or whether you're really slim or not, you know, everyone has a stomach and it has to go somewhere, and having that high rise makes them more comfortable. I'll stand up and show you. I'm wearing a pair of yellow jeans at the moment. They are higher in the rise. You can see here, they're coming up. My belly button is down in here, and they are sitting above my waist, and I find them really comfortable because this part of the stomach that curves out, mine isn't too bad today, the jeans are doing great things for me, is covered by the rise of the jeans. So that is really, really comfortable thing about high-rise wide-leg jeans. But we are also seeing equally as popular a baggier silhouette with a lower rise for for that wide-legged style. So you know, that very slouchy, quite oversized look in terms of low-rise jeans. So just the rise just depends on your comfort level. So when you go in to buy jeans, you can request a high, a mid, or a low rise. And I do know some people really don't like the high rise. They may be short in the torso, so they find that high rise creeps right up and feels like it's sitting underneath their boobs. I mean, I'm quite long through the torso, so for me, the rise, I've got a lot of space between my crotch point and my waist, whereas somebody who is shorter in the torso with longer legs, they're going to have less space, so the high rise can feel very, very high on them. And conversely, somebody who is longer in the torso, you're going to look a lot better in that high rise because it fills the gap. So again, thinking about your vertical body proportions makes a huge difference as to how jeans feel and how they fit as well. So again, wide leg can come in all of those styles. I've recently purchased some wide leg jeans from a really great brand, which I've talked about before, which is called Nudie. I really like them, mainly because they come in different leg lengths. And I have spoken about them quite a few times on the podcast, because finding jeans in the right length can be super challenging. So yeah, getting that leg length is super important. So if you are a little bit shorter in the leg, getting that 30-inch leg or even 28-inch leg can be really important. For me, a 32 is really great. And for someone taller, a 34 or 36-inch leg. Interesting, it's in inches, right? We don't even deal in inches here in New Zealand. We're dealing in centimetres. So again, the wide leg jean, very on trend, very much in all of the retail now. It took a while to come into mainstream fashion, but I'd say for the last 3 to 5 years it's been around. Another jean that's really popular is what we call a straight leg jean. So this is a lot more timeless, it's classic, it's polished, it's refined, it's a really it's a more relaxed sort of polished classic silhouette. And a lot of people like a straight leg, particularly if you're not very big in the thighs. So our ladies who are heavier in the thighs tend to love a wide leg jean. And I do know, coming back to wide legs again, I do know when I'm shopping with someone who has that curvier hip thigh area, or they are carrying extra weight around the bottom, around the outsides of the legs, that they very much like a wide legged style. They find it flattering, they find they fit better, so they're not gripping in the wrong places, and they actually do feel a lot better in that. And a lot of our ladies do have this slightly heavier lower body, so it's a very typical New Zealand woman's body shape. So having those jeans that fit across the leg and the wide leg style makes a difference. A straight leg jean, again, our ladies who are not quite as heavy in the leg often feel overwhelmed by a wide-legged jean. They can find that they are feeling swamped, they feel like too much, they feel like it's a bit of a mission to put them on, and they just feel like they put them on, they just feel like they're all fabric. Whereas a straight leg can feel a whole lot more, a lot less overwhelming, particularly, again, if you are a smaller, shorter, slim-legged lady. again, the straight leg style is going to feel wide on you. So again, straight legs can be really good if you are that really petite person, with a smaller legs and a shorter silhouette. Then you've got our classic slim leg jeans. These were the very, very fitted, or they're more fitted style, and we still see them around. Some stores are still selling them. They've taken a long time to progress to some of the other jean styles, and consumer demand is still quite high in this area. So some people really like these slim leg skinny jeans. I personally couldn't wait to get out of mine. I was super stoked when jean styles moved on because I look better in a wide-legged jean. But some people do like their slim-legged jeans. Particularly, I know my mother likes her slim-legged jeans. She's a little older. She is of the body shape where she's short in the torso, long in the leg, has very slim legs, and a little bit heavier in the torso. So again, it just depends on what you prefer and what fits you. But you can still buy skinny or slim-legged jeans. If I was taking a client shopping who wanted to stay with that slimmer silhouette, I'd be going slim as opposed to the cigarette or very tight. Skinny jeans now that often had, denim in them. So trending now on the style is a more heavier weight, lower stretch denim. So you have something that's a little bit firmer and closer to the body. So in the past, they were made with so much stretch in them. You could buy a pair of jeans that were skinny and they were like clinging to your leg, like so clinging. Whereas nowadays we find that the slim-legged jean is in a heavier weight, like I said, lower stretch denim. And again, you can see the figure, but it's your figure underneath it, but it's not as tight as it was. Now, this is an interesting one. So barrel jeans, they've become really on trend in the last 6 to 12 months. They're really relevant. They create a unique curve shape that creates a modern look. So they're jeans that fit. They can be low, high rise, and then they come out in a curvy shape. The outside of the leg curves, and they're often a wee bit cropped. So again, they can be quite an overwhelming style for a little person, unless they're the right silhouette. And again, I think really importantly with barrel jeans, it's just important to get that length that is right for you. They come in all sorts of different washes, colours, etc., etc. So I recently bought a pair from Zara. I really like them. They're actually high rise. They've got a bit of yoke at the top, chocolate brown, very interesting style of jeans as well. And I think we are seeing again that high-rise jeans, I've talked about that already, but tailored or pleated jeans are a really interesting one too. So this is a sophisticated option with creases or pleats, and actually they can be very oversized. I was looking at a really interesting website before. I had never heard of it, but I was like, this is so cool. And it was Sessun, ESSUN, really expensive. One of my colleagues was telling me about it. I found some amazing jeans on there, super baggy, pleats at the front, like a very wide, relaxed leg, probably a similar throwback to what I had in 1986. So this tailored, pleated kind of look of jeans is back in again. Sometimes you can find that things are made in denim that might even be office appropriate. I have a denim suit, not jeans as we think of them, but they're a more tailored style of trousers with some pleats at the front in that denim fabric, that lighter denim fabric. So I would probably wear those to an office, in an office situation or more corporate situation with the jacket, because they are the silhouette fits in with what we would need in a corporate setting. So I think that's those pleated or tailored jeans. So we're seeing a lot of extremes. And again, we talked a wee bit more about the skinny, really skinnier jeans. And again, they are around. The ripped jeans, look, I think they're still around. We're still seeing jeans that have got a bit of a different distressed rip to them. And some people really like them. I'm not seeing as much as I did. I'm seeing more embellished jeans. So jeans that have got maybe some sparkles on them, some pearls, some, one of my friends bought some with some studs down the side. One of my clients bought some that had a sort of sparkly patterns on them. I went with my daughter to Cuba. Cuba does great jeans like this, and bought some for her from there, and they were amazing. And like, they were in the sale rack. So people, they're there. And I saw some great ones in the summer actually that had either shorts and a jacket that was sparkly at the front, or jeans and a jacket. I was so tempted, but I have lots of clothes. And they were a gold sparkle, which was really appealing to me. But again, I've got a lot of clothes and a lot of jeans. So I was being discerning about my choices. So yeah, there's a few distressed and ripped jeans, but I'm seeing more embellished jeans around, even jeans with embroidery on them. So Ed Harvey is another brand that does that really funky, oversized, baggy jean look, and they have embroidery on the jeans. So that might be a pattern down the side. It could be any manner of things. Typically they're roses and things like that, flowers. I had a really cool pair again some years ago from Cuba. I actually passed them on, I think maybe to one of my daughters, I don't know where they are now, but they were a little bit small for me. So they took them and they were really cool. They were a combination of distressed and embroidered at the same time. I did really love them, but they were a little cropped, a little short and a little not fitting exactly right. So again, the embellished or distressed jeans we're still seeing a bit of. Have you ever wondered how you can be a fashion stylist with access to premium digital styling products? Do you want to be trained by the best in the industry and access these products that reflect fashion styling in 2025? If you do, then Image Innovators is absolutely the choice for you. This is because they have a network of over 1,000 trained fashion stylists worldwide, and you know when you work with them, you're getting the best of the best. They have evidence-based professional training offered by highly skilled facilitators that help you reach your absolute potential. This is a great alignment with Style for Life, as I in my business have used and endorsed their products for over 10 years with so many happy clients. And I'm really excited to say I'm also offering training to fashion stylists in conjunction with Image Innovators. So if you're ready to start your fashion styling training journey, then use the code BRIGHTRED25 for 10% off all products. Are we choosing white jeans or coloured jeans? So, there's so many around that are coloured or white. I love a pair of white jeans. Personally, think they're a great option, particularly if they are that slightly wider leg or even that straight-legged jean that just gives that really refined aesthetic. Just remember when you are wearing white jeans, unless you want your lower body to look bigger because white enhances and enlarges, you need to make sure that you are wearing a light or a bright top with white jeans just to draw the eye up the body. So if I was wearing, for example, just these yellow jeans on their own, which I really love, I bought these from a shop in Barcelona, actually, and my husband actually saw them. Good on you, Dave. And so I saw these and I was like, oh, they're so cool. But if I was to wear these with, say, a black top, probably you'd look only at my lower body. So just think about, where do you want the eye to be on the body? Where do you want people to be looking? Do you want them to be looking at your lower body, or your upper body, or your whole body, the whole of you, or your face? So just think about that. I love, as I said, loving white jeans, but if you wear white jeans and a black top, the attention's generally going to be drawn down. Yeah, unless you've got a body shape where you are heavier in the upper body and a little bit slimmer through the lower body, and you want to try and increase the size of your lower body visually. White jeans definitely do that. I love white jeans with a printed top, like these ones. Obviously, I've got on today yellow, but I've got the colour in my top. So this is a great Karen Walker piece that looks nice with jeans. So for those of you who are listening, it's a brown top with yellow, I think it's wheat on it. Yeah, I think it is wheat. Yellow wheat or barley. And then I've also got a pair of yellow jeans on as well. I'm just trying to remember where I got, I think it's from American Standard. That might be the brand of my jeans, which is a label that I saw it in an outlet mall, which was great. So yeah, white jeans are a really good option. I want to talk about a boot cut or flared jean too. So this is a jean where they're tight through the thigh or to mid thigh, then they come out and flare out at the bottom. And they can be a really flattering style for somebody who is curvy in the hips. Also a really comfortable style if you'd like that kind of slightly fitted look with a wee bit of a flare at the bottom. So just let's recap the jean styles before we talk about what suits who a little bit more. So we've got wide-legged jeans with different rises, high rise, low rise, a straight leg, which isn't actually as skinny, it's just sitting next to the body, a cigarette or a slim-legged jean, which is again getting closer and closer to the leg and can be quite tight. We've got the barrel-legged jeans, which are the jeans that have a unique curved shape. And then we've talked a wee bit about tailored or pleated jeans. We've talked also about distressed, ripped or embellished jeans, white jeans, and then the boot cut or flare. So how do we choose a style that works for us? Let's go through and have a bit of a discussion. So coming back to the rises as well. So we talked about high rise mid-rise and low-rise. So again, one of the key things here is to understand what your vertical body shape is. So what do I mean by that? I mean, where do your quarters of your body sit, or where does your body sit in half? To determine your vertical body shape, you want to make sure that you understand where your hip is, right? So your hip is the halfway point, obviously, of your body. And I'm standing, if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see, if you lift your leg up, you can find that halfway mark and then measure from here to the top of your head, then from that mid-hip point down to the floor. So my finger is sitting in the joint of where my hip is when I lift my leg up. So if you have a balanced body, you'll be a similar measurement between this hip point in the top of your head or the hip point in the bottom of the floor. So that's how you determine your vertical body type. Now, if your top part is shorter and your bottom part is longer, you will be long-legged. If the top part of your body is longer and the bottom part shorter, then you will be long-bodied and short-legged. Those piece of information is really critical in working out which rise of jeans is going to feel right for you. Okay, so when you are somebody who is long-bodied, you want to create a bit more length and shorten the torso a bit visually often. So I'm balanced body and I like a high rise because that's what it does. The high rise draws the eye up, my body a little longer, and it makes my legs look proportional. So you can see that the higher rise here is giving me more length. Whereas if it was down here, my body would look longer and my legs would look shorter. So the higher rise creates a length from my waist to the floor. I'm not wearing heels at all today. If you're wearing heels, that creates more length. A mid-rise just sits where it sits, right in the mid part between your waist and your hip area. So a mid-rise would sit around here. So it would sit probably a little bit below my belly button is in here, so it's about there. So it would sit just below the belly button for a mid-rise, and a low-rise sits right down low. I do remember years ago when low-rise skinnies were really in. Oh my gosh, I just had children, so it was a real challenge for me. Empty baby house tummy and whatnot. But, you know, getting those jeans that you couldn't see underwear wasn't falling out the top. That was a challenge. I don't think, hopefully we never go back to low-rise skinnies. Oh, they were just like really tight, really low, like interesting styles. We just adapt, don't we? We like them because they're new and they're on trend. Anyway, you will find a rise that you feel most comfortable in. Really important when you're going into a store to understand which rise you're looking for, because then you'll be able to direct the person who's helping with the jeans because they have lots of choices. So if we're looking at the actual leg, like a wide leg, boot cut, straight, slim, etc. So let's look at a boot leg. So a boot leg or a flare, I really prefer the word flare. So it's more fitted through the thigh, comes out at the bottom. They were really on trend for ages, and then they got out of trend and everyone wore them still, or a few people wore them. And anyway, nowadays we're looking more at flares. The boot cut's not as in as it used to be. So you would see them being tight through the top of the thigh, relaxing through the mid-thigh or just towards the knee, and then coming out quite wide at the bottom. Very typically, they can be a low or a mid-rise or high-rise, depending on what you prefer. I've got a really nice pair of Insight jeans. The brand is Insight, INSIGHT, and they are really nice boot cut, or actually nice flared jeans. I really like them. They've got a bit of stretch in them and they feel great on. A wide leg jean, we've talked quite a bit about this. If you've got that heavier thigh, bigger bottom, often a wide leg can just feel so good. I took a client shopping last week, and she was a size 12 to 14 and she was a bit heavier in the thighs, and she said she'd never bought any jeans. She couldn't find any to fit. We bought her 2 pairs. And they looked amazing. We ended up going for a light denim and a dark denim. She said she feels great. She sent me a message recently just to say how much she enjoyed the shopping experience, and she enjoyed the jeans and she was loving them, and she looks great in them, and they have a wee bit of stretch. So the good thing about jeans nowadays is they often have a bit of stretch in them. We bought her a wider leg pair of jeans. Now, wide leg can come in just a wee bit wide, like I'm wearing is just a wee bit wider. So you can see it's got a wee bit of width in the bottom, but they are relaxed through the thigh, but not really baggy. Some of them can be so baggy from the top down. And again, I always say fit from the outside point of your thigh. So if you are looking at a wide leg, because if they're tight through the thighs and then loosen the leg and they're not supposed to be tight, it can look, just be less flattering, unless it's a flare, right? And a wide leg, you can get them, as I said, super, super wide depending on your body shape. So that's, again, those wide legs are good for those. And I talked a wee bit about straight or slims being really good for somebody who has that really slim leg. Again, though, A wider leg jean can be a good balancer for someone who has slim legs. So particularly if the wide leg jean fits snugly and nicely through the hip area, you'll find that having a little bit of width in the leg can balance out those really skinny legs and give that body a bit more visual balance. So I've got one particular client I'm thinking of here who's a little bit older, and she's got really, really slim little legs. She's a little wee lady, and we never get her skinny jeans because she just looks like a twig in them. Right? And she looks better in a straight leg. A wide leg is way too much for her. She's petite as well. So again, finding that leg that suits your particular body shape is really important. So yeah, she looks good in a straight slim with a little bit of width in it, or more of a straight with a wee bit of width in it, but not super wide and definitely not skinny. She wouldn't be really good in a bootleg or a flare either, because she'd have that tightness at the top. So we try and avoid anything that sits close to her legs because we want to create the illusion of a wee bit of width. So yeah, I find personally pretty much everybody suits a version of a wide leg. And remember, they can be wide, wider, very wide, and extra wide, like almost a culotte. And again, I looked at this beautiful pair online that so beautiful and wide, and I love a big wide leg pair of jeans, but that's because I'm tall as well. Think a little bit about your height too, because you want to think that you don't want the jeans so wide that they look as wide as you are tall. So that makes a big difference as well. So yeah, now what have we got in terms of washes? We talked a little bit about the kind of washes you can expect in a jean. So we've talked about white and coloured jeans. So coloured jeans might be anything other than blue, really. And they'll be like a denim, like a drill fabric. And I do quite like a coloured jean. I think they can be really flattering, really fun, add a bit of interest to your wardrobe, and you generally see them everywhere. Again, I was in Zara last week and I saw a really nice pink pair. They were a mid-rise. My client was that smaller-legged, more curvy through the tummy area. She looked so sensational in them. You know who you are. You looked great in your jeans. So those pink jeans are really cool. Zara's got them at the moment. They've also got other colours as well. I actually ended up going back after we'd finished shopping and had a look around and found a pair, as I said, of chocolate brown jeans, which I really enjoyed. They're a barrel leg. So lots of different colours. I'm wearing yellow today. You can also find jeans in red, pink, like I said, green, any colour you like. And again, if that's something you really vibe with, maybe buy them as they come up. You'll also find, so moving away from colour and white, you'll find jeans come in a very light denim wash. So that kind of has a similar aesthetic to white. So remembering white draws the eye and can enlarge the area. So light jeans do the same. And then we'd have a mid-colour denim. Sometimes it's got like a really nice bright blue look to it, or it could just be like that really normal denim colour. My nudie jeans are just this colour. I love them. They're sort of a mid-colour, so they're not uber dark. And then I have a couple of really dark denim pairs, and these jeans are I feel like they're a bit more dressy. I wear them in the winter. Some of them are rigid denim, so they don't have to be, but that dark denim has that more formal look about it. So if I'm buying jeans even with a guy, I go for that more formal denim look in a darker jean. Now, if they've got a faded wash, they might be faded through the middle of the thigh and a bit darker on the outside. That's a more casual, kind of funky look. You may also have jeans that are black. So black jeans are, again, something, and they can be in different washes. They could be like a lighter denim black wash, or they could have that really solid black to them as well. So it just depends what you're looking for. I think in terms of dressiness, a darker denim, blue denim is the dressier look. A white can be really dressy if it's the right cut and style, but our lighter denims and our denim with the different washes tend to be a bit more on the casual side. So if you are working for a company and you want to have a casual Friday and you want to wear a pair of jeans, which a lot of us do, then a darker denim would particularly or potentially be a bit more appropriate in that situation. We are also seeing, though, some earthy tones, like olive, khaki, and brown, like I talked about. So lots of brown denim. I'm quite excited about this because I've always quite liked brown denim. So we are seeing some more earthy tones emerge. And again, you might see that acid wash denim, which is where you see the denim kind of having the dark and the light in the fabric, which, provides interest. Some people like it, some people don't. And actually, just a little finisher here, wearing denim on denim, I think it can look great. honestly, like I'm very much a matchy. I think if you're going to wear denim on denim, say a denim shirt and a pair of denim pants or jean pants, then I think go with light denim bottom, dark denim top, or vice versa. So you can switch it. If you get a mismatch in the denims, it can look a bit odd. Particularly, it's a bit like wearing two reds together that kind of clash. So just think about one being light, one being dark, or one being a solid wash and one being an acid wash, one being a colour and one being something else. So if they're too close together, it can be a bit harder to get them to unite. So that's like jeans. Boom, just like that. And I just want to tell you to wear the jeans. If you don't know what suits you or you don't know where to go for jeans, then honestly, come and see me. It's something that I'd shop with clients for all the time. There's something for everybody. There's a different price point. There's different options. I've had some great jeans for clients in H&M. I've had some great jeans that clients have paid premium prices for. And there's some awesome denim out there. International brands, national brands, New Zealand brands, really, really awesome choices. A lot of our actual retailers do their own in-store denim as well. So you can generally get jeans pretty much anywhere nowadays. And they are good when you get the right ones. I do have clients who like an elastic waist jean. Maybe they're just not happy with the firmness around their waist, but it can be like a thing. I've got a thing about jeans and I don't want to wear them. And that's not me. I'm just saying people can say that to me. So just think if you do have that thing about jeans going on and you need some help, reach out. I'd love to help you. And happy jeans shopping, everybody. Kia kaha, and until next week. Thank you for listening to the Style for Life podcast. Don't forget, you deserve to feel fabulous at every age, every stage, and at every size. If you're loving the show, hit subscribe and leave a review. It helps more amazing people like you find their way back to life through style. Thanks again. Until next time.